Silicon Valley AI work culture. The AI arms race intensifies. Welcome to our presentation on the human cost of Silicon Valley's AI revolution. AI researchers and executives at major tech companies are working brutal 80 to 100-hour weeks as the industry's artificial intelligence arms race reaches fever pitch. Workers are comparing these conditions to wartime mobilization, with the intensity driven by what one researcher calls the most interesting scientific question in the world right now. Josh Batson, a research scientist at Anthropic, has stepped away from social media entirely, finding his only dopamine rush through the company's internal Slack channels, where he discusses AI experiments. As he told reporters, "We're basically trying to speed run 20 years of scientific progress in 2 years. This captures the extraordinary pressure driving these extreme work conditions." Warlike working conditions. The military metaphors used by researchers reveal the psychological intensity of this environment. Multiple top AI scientists describe their work using wartime comparisons, reflecting the high-stakes nature of the competition. The unpredictability of training large language models adds to the pressure. As Batson explains, you often don't exactly know what you're going to get out of training until you've got it, noting that the process more closely resembles evolution than engineering. This has led to what one startup executive jokingly calls a 002 schedule, midnight to midnight with just a 2-hour weekend break. This surpasses even the notorious 996 work week that was previously considered the extreme in tech culture. Company responses and adaptations. Companies have implemented extraordinary measures to support and sustain these intense work environments. Many now provide food service on weekends to keep workers on site, eliminating reasons to leave the workplace. They've appointed rotating captains to monitor model outputs around the clock, ensuring continuous oversight of AI systems that require constant attention. Some startups have gone so far as to formalize these expectations by writing 80-hour work weeks directly into employment contracts. The psychological impact is evident in behaviors like researchers finding stimulation only through work-related channels, suggesting a complete absorption into the work environment that leaves little room for outside life. Massive spending amid workforce upheaval. Paradoxically, this extreme work environment exists alongside massive industry spending and workforce instability. Tech companies are projected to spend approximately $344 billion on AI infrastructure in 2025 alone, an unprecedented investment in technological development. Yet, job security remains precarious. Meta recently cut roughly 600 AI jobs from its superintelligence labs, though the company's elite TBD lab, where the extreme hours are reported, remained untouched. As Chief AI Officer Alexander Wang told employees, fewer conversations will be required to make a decision, and each person will be more load-bearing and have more scope and impact. This suggests both increased pressure and responsibility for remaining staff. The human cost. The personal toll on workers is substantial and multifaceted. Madhavi Sewak, a distinguished researcher at Google's DeepMind, captures the relentless pace. Everyone is working all the time, it's extremely intense, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of natural stopping point. We're seeing several concerning patterns. Workers earning millions but having no time to spend their wealth. Researchers abandoning social media and external contacts. Individuals finding dopamine rushes only through internal work channels, and continuous work cycles with no natural breaking points. This represents a fundamental shift in work-life balance, where professional absorption becomes nearly total. Historical context and industry comparison. When we place current AI work conditions in historical context, the extremity becomes clear. Today's 80 to 100-hour weeks in AI research surpass even the intense periods of tech startups during the 2010s or finance during the 1980s boom. The closest historical parallel might be the Manhattan Project, where scientists worked under similar wartime pressure with world-changing implications. However, unlike those historical examples, today's AI race lacks clear endpoints or defined objectives. As Batson notes, the driving force is the belief that extraordinary advances in AI systems are happening every few months, creating both the pressure and the excitement that keeps researchers engaged despite the personal cost. Future implications and sustainability. Looking ahead, several critical questions emerge about the sustainability of this work culture. The winner-takes-all mentality driving companies to race for artificial general intelligence dominance creates immense pressure, but may not be sustainable long-term. Current evidence suggests that while innovation output initially increases under these intense conditions, worker productivity and well-being eventually decline as burnout risk approaches critical levels. The breakneck pace reflects companies' fear of falling behind, but the human cost continues to mount. Workers remain driven by the belief they're participating in a pivotal moment in history, but balancing this innovation pace with sustainable work practices remains an unresolved challenge for the industry.